Sri Ram. We all know that Lord Rama, when Sita Ma was taken away by Ravana, he became very, very sad at heart. Narad Muni came. And it is Narad Muni who is saying to him, he said, I know of something that can and should be done. When, if it is done, you will find success in finding Sita once again. And so the account is given in the Devi Bhagavad Puran. Narad Muni is speaking to Sri Ram, and he says to Sri Ram in chapter 15 of the Bhagavad Mahapuran, he says, O Sri Ram, I would like you to sit and to do this Devi Pooja. And Narad Muni says, I will be the Pandit, I'm going to be the priest. And I want you to sit and do this Devi Pooja. And at the completion of the Devi Pooja, it is then that we will build the bridge, but not before that. And so he let Sri Ram sat. So there are some things missing sometimes. You know, you read the other Puran, then you find it. And so he said, O Kakushta. You know, he calls Sri Ram O Kakushta because that is the lineage, you know. Kakushtam Karunanavaravirdim Viprapya Dharvikam Rajendra Satyasandham Dasharatatanayam Kam Samalam Samtumurtim Bande Loka Abhiramam Raghupati Tilakam Raghavam Ravanarhim. He calls him and refers to him by his lineage. And he says, it is the Mahamaya herself that will actually bring this Sita Ma once again. And so he says, with this here, let us make a sankalpaha. And so he gives him, and he says, let us recite the sankalpa. Hari Om Vishnu Namah Paramatmanam Puran Purushottamaya Parameshwaradhyah Brahmane Tvitiya Parardhe Shri Shvedvaraha Kalpe Vaivatswat Banavantare Ashtavinshatitrame Kalyuge Kalipatam Charane Jambudipe Bharatavarshe Bhartakane Aryava Antargate Brahmhorte. And so he recites. He gives the Crown Dvipe. We are in Crown Dvipe here. We are in North America, so we recite North America. Maha Mangala Prade Mahasotame Mahase Shubha Mahase Shubha Pakshe Shubha Tithau Shubha Rasi Shubha Nakshatre Evan Gala Vishesham Vishishtayam Shubha Punya Tithau Sakala Sastra Siddhi Smriti Yokti Pati Praptika Maha Gotra Utparam. All of these pieces of information is recited, and Narad actually goes through a very detailed sankalpa. Having recited the time of the birth, he recites the full sankalpa. I'm just giving you just specks of the sankalpa here. And so, my dear friends, having done that, he says to Sri Ram, he says, fasting for 9 days, you must celebrate with sacrifice. And when on the grand night of the 8th lunar night, it is said that the two brothers, Sri Ram and Lakshman, completed their vow as was told by Narad Muni. And so it was important at that point in time, having completed the Chandi Homam, which was recited by no other than Narad Muni himself, then Sri Ram and Lakshman were now ready to start with the building of the bridge and their fight with the demon who we know to be Ravana. And tomorrow night, I'm going to recite the katha of the death of Ravana. We will do that tomorrow night. But tonight, I just wanted to bring to you that Sri Ram did this Devi Pooja. In the Mahabhagavad Puran, when you would remember that Sri Krishna, that Vishnu Bhagavan himself is saying to Mahamaya, I want you to go and do an important job for me. I want you to cause a miscarriage in the womb of Rohini. And I want you to switch sides so that you will be the 8th child and the Kans will not know who it is. And you know what he said to her at that time? He said, for doing this one favor for me, you will always be worshipped and your name will every time, your name will always be sung. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, these are two stories from the Mahabhagavad Puran that tells you that Sri Ram did the Chandi Homam. King Sudarshana, as he became the king, did this puja. King Subahu, who was a king of Banaras, he also established the Mahamaya and he did puja to her. Throughout the length and breadth of India, Devi Puja is done. And so, in this Bhagavad Mahapuran, in the first canto, it is said that Mahamaya, they give a story of creation, you know. There's a chronology of creation. Everybody has a story of creation. We also have a story of creation that is given in the Vedas, which is a very different type of creation story that says, from the void there came stuff, which actually fits itself perfectly into what is known as the Big Bang Theory. And those who are involved in quantum physics are people who are very close to that story of creation. But in the story of creation of the universe, and as given by Mahamaya herself, she says, "It is I who have created Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. And then I sent them to the ocean. And from the ocean, they created the earth." And how did they create the earth? They created the earth from the marrow taken from Madhu and Kaitab. It is the marrow of Madhu and Kaitab that created the earth. And said, you know, when you build something, you have to drill nails inside to hold it together. And she said, and then they took the mountains and implanted it like nails to hold this place. And she then gave her Ashirvad, which gave the quality of fixation to the earth. And that is why it remained fixed and in place. And after that, then she talks about the creation of the Sapta Rishis. You know, not too long ago, a few weeks ago, we did our in the Shraddh Paksh, we did Tarpana. And whenever it is that we do Tarpana, we do Rishi Tarpan, we do Dev Tarpan, we do Pitri Tarpan. And so we remember all of those Rishis. And so the Sapta Rishis were created. But the creation of these 7 original beings was created by mind. In other words, you know, in the Bible it says, the Lord said, let there be light, and there was light. In other words, He just commanded it. Similarly, Lord Brahma commanded in his mind the creation of these 7 beings. And from there came Kashyap. And so Kashyap came together with Aditi. And so we had the creation of all beings. From Daksha we had 13 daughters. And from those 13 daughters came the Devas and the Asuras. They were created from one. We call them Rakshas. Rakshasas were not bad people. You know what Rakshas were? Rakshasas were created to Rakshakare. They were created to protect. And so they were told to protect this water. Now what does water mean? You know, when we are doing puja and we put the kalash, we put Varun puja, Varnasyotam, Varnasi, Varnasyatas, Kamvasitarjanishto. We are doing puja with Varuna. Why do we think of water? What do you think is water? Water means jiva. You know, if you're going to a different planet, what do you look for? Water. Wherever it is that man is going, we're always looking for water, because water is life. Water is jiv. And so Vishnu Bhagavan said to the Devas and to the Asuras, protect the waters. And one said, I will protect it by persuasion, and the other one says, I will protect it by power and Shakti. Liberals and conservatives. 2 different attitudes, right?
I thought Republicans are
It was it?
Republicans and Democrats.
Well, that's a different story, but... And so therefore, this Rakshasas were created to Rakshakare, to protect. And then of course, they went beyond the protection, and so they therefore became evil. And the world therefore was split into 2 camps, good and bad. And every day, that's what we're listening. This is our whole life. This is what the whole story is about. Every text, every religious text, I don't care where the text comes from, says exactly the same thing. There are 2 things in this world. There's good and there's bad. And now we've created a 3rd one called the middle way. And the middle way simply means to reconceptualize the nature of truth so that I can live with less guilt. That's the nature of the middle. So? And so therefore, my dear brothers and sisters and friends, this is how the Mahamaya said that she created, and after creating all of these beings, then she decided to create beings from 4 different processes. Andaj. So some beings are created out of eggs. And then you have svedvaj, sweat, like lice, for example, are created through that process. And then, of course, reproductive processes as humans and other beings, that's another form of creation. And so the 4 forms of creation are given. The Mahamaya is saying all of this. She says, but at the beginning, it was I and I alone. And that is why I said that it's a strong departure from orthodoxy, because all of the orthodox text begins with Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. The Bhagavad Mahapuran begins with Mahamaya. And so that is why in the Tantroktam, we begin the first stanza, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vishnu Mayati Shabdita. And then the last one we say, Indriyanam Adhishtatri. Who's the Adhishtatri? Devi of the senses. Know that to be the Mahamaya. Indriyanam Adhishtatri Bhutanam Chakileshya Bhuteshu Satatam Tasai Vyapti Divyai Namo Nama Chiti Rupeni Ya Krishna Meta Dhyayap Sita Jagat Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. This is the power of the Mahamaya. She destroyed Shumb and Nishumb. She destroyed Mahisasur, and she brought the Devis and Devatas back to the heavenly kingdom. Now, what is this heavenly kingdom? And what is this Devi and Devata? And what's the story about them being thrown out of heaven? It simply means that whenever it is that we fall in our thoughts, that the heaven that we experience in our minds, we fall from that heaven. And when we fall from that heaven, what takes over the heaven is what? The asuras. And what is asura? Greed, lust, hatred, enmityship. The vices become the rulers of mind. The vices become the ruler of intellect. And so intellect does not function because this idea in the intellect of judgment, discernment is no longer functional. And as a consequence of the lack of functionality of this discerning quality of the intellect, we have fallen from the heaven into the lower regions. And now what do we need? We need Bhagwan. And so we go to Vishnu Bhagwan, we go to Brahma. We go to Brahma, why? Because Brahma means the essence of creativity. That creative genius inside of us, that innovative power that is inside of us, that is called Brahma. And that which sustains and holds steady that creativity in us, know him to be Vishnu. And that which extracts the impurities from my innovation and my creativity, know that to be Shiva. And so it is for that reason that we go to the feet of Brahma Lok, Vishnu Lok and Shiva Lok. And what are we told to do? Sit and go inside. This externalization does not bode well for you. It takes you away from the nature of true self. And it is only through this process of internalization, referred to as mindfulness or meditation, that you can once again re-energize your being, re-establish self-esteem, re-establish the power that is inside of you. And that power that you have to bring back to yourself comes to you by your own actions and also by the grace of the Mahamaya. And so when your creative juices begin to once again move, you will create that power. That power inside of you then becomes known as Mahashakti. And when that Mahashakti is present, it destroys the elements that have now taken the space of buddhi or intellect, and discernment, judgment, rationality, all of these great qualities of man is then restored. Hence, in that sense, Mahisasur or Maha Ishta Asur. In Sanskrit, if we take the word Mahisasur, we can say Maha Ishta Asur. He is the Ishta of Asuric qualities. He is in fact very great. We can destroy that through the power of the Mahamaya, which is the genius that we have inside of us that can only be awakened and put on the platform of creativity by the Mahamaya herself. Bolo Jagadambe Mata Ki. To that divine goddess, we bow as we seek tonight to receive her blessings so that we can place ourselves back into the heavenly regions of our own minds. We can once again stimulate the nature of our intellect and sanctify our consciousness so that we can become once again the individuals that we ought to be. The highest of all beings, Akari Chari Laka Chaurasi, Jati Jiva Jalatal Navabasi, Sirama Mai Sabajagajani, Karahu Pranama Jori Jugapani, that 8,400,000 different species created by her divine genius. We are the highest of all of those beings, but we fall from grace. And when we fall from grace, we bring back that Mahavishnu, that Brahma, that Shiva inside of us through the power of the Yoga Maya, and we become re-established in ourself once again. So to the feet of that Divine Mother, we bow in salutation. Durga Tiharini Durga Ambe Teri Jai Jaikar Ho, Teri Jai Jaikar Ho, Teri Jai Jaikar Ho, Teri Jai Jaikar Ho. Namastasya Ma, Namastasya Ma, Namastasya Ma, Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matrurupena Samsthita. Namastasya Ma, Namastasya Ma, Namastasya Ma, Namo Namaha. Bhagavati Mahakali Durga Mata Ki